I want to rock. No, copyright.
Yeah, that's true.
Copyright. Can't sing.
Isn't there a certain amount of time? I think
Can't,
it's like 3 seconds.
probably. I think I
I think you have 3 seconds to
maxed it
do it.
out.
If you ever watch on live TV, when somebody starts singing like
Happy birthday.
or anything, like the other people are like don't sing.
People have to people do they have to pay if they have happy birthday on a movie? Like who do they pay for happy birthday?
Whoever
'Cause I know that's true.
copyrighted it.
Like restaurants aren't allowed to sing happy birthday.
Really?
That's why all these restaurants have these stupid where they're like, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. It's because happy birthday is copyrighted. So the chain restaurants don't sing happy birthday because um, they're the ones that are most likely to have, think about if Applebee's, like if 1,000 Applebee's across the country all were singing happy birthday, the happy birthday people would probably come for them.
They got to be horrible people. Can you imagine like the happy birthday people? Whoever does that has got some issues.
All right, I gotta find out who they are. We're gonna let them know. We're gonna put them on notice. Okay, happy birthday
At this
copyright.
point, don't they have enough money
Look,
from?
they got sued. Who did they sue? Happy birthday copyright suit settled. Warner Chappell Music. What the hell? What is this? Stop taking up most of the screen. Yeah. So, oh no, look at that. It's going to be public domain.
Really?
And this was from 2015. So maybe
happy birthday's legal.
Now we can sing happy birthday.
Who's the asshole that copyrighted the happy birthday song?
I think Warner Chappell. I don't know.
Happy birthday to you is different than happy birthday, right?
I don't know. It's happy birthday to
Oh
you.
yeah. Okay. I haven't sang it in
sorry,
a
I did
long
the
time.
tune, so I don't want to. Just in case.
Hey, how weird is it that people get so amped up over a birthday?
That is pretty weird, isn't it?
It's so strange how amped people get about their birthday.
The Jehovah Witnesses don't.
Like when the day it was your birthday, like
they don't celebrate birthdays.
You were like, yeah, like it's just another day.
Yeah,
like, it is what it is.
I had a good day. Like today I woke up this morning and I was like, today's gonna be a good day. I knew. I just got up and I was like, I know today's gonna be a good day. And I got up. Here's how you can tell it's gonna be a good day. Other than that, got up, made myself a nice cup of coffee, relaxed, drank my coffee with the dog, made an omelet.
Okay.
And bacon. If you get up and make yourself an omelet and like don't feel like you're in a rush, that's just a superior way to start a day.
Yeah, maybe it is.
I think.
Yeah, it's like calm, like that. Did you listen to like some soft jazz?
I listened to Frankie Valli.
Okay.
And I listened to Boz Scaggs.
Okay, I definitely don't know who Boz Scaggs is, but I'll be looking him up.
Boz Scaggs.
All right.
And
it's a guy or a band?
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
It's a guy. And shit, there was one other song that I can't remember who else I was listening to, but it was great.
Oh, they're coming in hot.
Colder than a well digger. Human rape isn't snow. Yeah, Dan, I'll tell you, it was the perfect omelet too. 4 eggs, because if you think that 2 eggs is enough for an omelet, I'm sorry to say that you're wrong.
How could you do a 2-egg omelet?
I don't know.
You can't even
You got to get a smaller pan, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
But no, I rocked the 4-egg mozzarella ham. Simple. I would have liked to have some sharp cheddar in there, but
so why? I've always wondered why go all out with an omelet when you can just do scrambled eggs and throw everything in it the same way.
Man, there's just something about it.
Yeah,
something about it. Oh,
There we go. It's back.
we're
But
back.
on the hotspot.
What?
Go on the hotspot.
Are they on the wrong thing?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like
it's okay.
I think it reconnected to that. There we go. Wait. We're connected.
Okay, I'm gonna make it so it
Think we're
does
good.
not connect automatically to the other one.
Yeah, I think what
Keep it
happened
so
is
it
it
is
tried
connected.
to jump over to the other internet mid
Sorry, everybody. We're having it. What is psychotropic? Oh, preferably not psychotropic mushrooms.
some
Yeah.
crazy guy that really likes omelets came in and just destroyed the set. He's like,
He's
"How
like,
dare you?
Scrambled eggs are better.
Oh God!" But seriously, good. Like, I watch people like do these like fancy omelets. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, you just like throw it all in the pan and be done with it. And you're done. Yeah. Who's got time
But I
to
just
make a perfect omelet?
it's I don't know. It came out perfect. It wasn't that hard.
Got the
Is the
NFL
game
going.
is the game started?
No, not till one.
All right.
One NFL
Hey,
starts.
go Bills! By the way, go
Holy
Bills!
shit, they
Can we
beat
get
the
a
hell out of the Patriots
we
last
get a
night.
beat the shit out of the Patriots in the playoffs?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I presumed you're both dead.
We're
live, Dan.
We were dead for a minute. I'm a little bit worried about the camera. Just so you know, we might not have camera at some point. So just stick with us. Stick with us. We'll be here talking about breakfast foods. God damn it! Stop doing that.
We're having some technical difficulties today.
We had I don't know what's going on with the camera, but we'll change up.
Can you guys see us on video?
I think they could see us. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can see us there,
Oh, they can see us.
then they
Cool.
can see us.
Cool. All right.
There. If they can see us there.
Everyone's we're presumed dead now, so it's all right. We're back in. Anyways,
Have you ever been presumed dead before?
yeah, once. It's a true story. It really is. Well,
What?
There was a thing on the scanner, and thanks, Dan. They thought I was like, they put that I got into a really bad accident, and like they were emergency airlifting me. Yeah. I think you've heard the story.
I think I've heard the story.
And my mother freaked out. So
I bet.
Yeah.
But were you there with her?
I was at my parents' house. Like I was like 18 and just like drinking beer.
And she's like, "Oh my God!"
And she kept calling.
And you're like,
answer.
You're like, "No, Mom, I'm right here."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm terrified of flying. I told her if I'm in an emergency flight, I'm dead. Like there's no way I'm getting in no helicopter. Like it's not happening. So I must be dead.
Did you tell the story about that on the show?
What?
About
flying?
Yeah, your
Jeez, I don't want somebody to know my fear.
Or should we just keep it?
Yeah, because you know how people are. They'll like, you know, they'll someday when I'm running for Congress, somebody will like put me in a plane and question me. And make me say anything they want to hear. So
connect. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here, but we're doing the best we can with keeping a good connection going.
Hey Dan, how's the
sorted out?
How's the campaign trail? How's it going? Are you still helping Larry around?
What's the can we get a Larry update? Can we get a Dutchess County Libertarian update? Because that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I haven't seen much of Larry. I do follow on Facebook. I follow the page and stuff, but I haven't seen him. I'm sure he's been doing a lot. He usually does, but I haven't seen much of him. So.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how much energy is in. I can't believe how much energy is in certain things with the libertarian movement. Is like guys like Spike Cohen, who was the vice presidential candidate in 2020, has so much energy. I wake up in the morning to a whole bunch of notifications of like him just posting on Facebook. So this morning I woke up to a
whoa.
Hey, event coordinator.
Damn, Dan.
So all right, looks
That's
like Dan Donnelly, Larry Sharp, event coordinator. So
That's
get
really
in touch with Dan. Maybe, I don't know, Dan, tell us if we should get in touch with you. or not if we're planning a Larry event. So
He's the man to talk to. He's the event coordinator.
yeah, I'm getting fired up about. I'm not sure what the. I'm waiting for the calendars and for the redistricting and all that stuff to finally come out, which should be. We'll see. I was expecting something by now, but to be able to see, like, go down and maybe help some of these guys get some signatures.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Phil.
Need a Yates County contact. We have a Yates County contact. I'll be seeing him later. Jeff Bradley
Oh, okay.
is the man.
Yep.
I will be. We're gonna have a little meeting later on tonight.
Oh, are you guys? That's
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Dutchess County, we have a candidate, Vice Chair Anthony DeLulo, who is running for Wappingers School Board. That's pretty cool. School boards are an interesting little niche that libertarians have picked up on, being like a much bigger deal than anybody thinks they are.
It's so shocking because I feel like schools are the exact opposite of what a libertarian would want anything to do with.
That's part of why they want something to do with it. Right. So for the most part,
So
I can't speak on behalf of libertarians, but one of the things is that there's a big movement for school choice right now, and to let people there's a lot of people moving to homeschooling, and there's a lot of people moving to charter schools, co-ops, all sorts of things like that, rather than having, public schools be the only option or the go-to or the favorite option. Yes, and they're right. So it's you don't need to get. You're not going to get beat by 40,000 votes,
right? Yeah.
It is going to come down. It's going to come down to it. And
when do you think people stop voting their party lines?
But you can have a big impact. They don't.
You think when like our generation is up there, the party line thing will kind of collapse a little bit?
I think that there's a little bit more opportunity for people to get information now, so they might be able to consider other candidates, other than what's on their party line. But most voters, sorry to say it, but are pretty lazy, and they're not gonna go research the smaller offices as much as, or even the bigger ones. I mean, even all the way up to the presidential candidates. So they just see what's presented in front of them. They don't go dig on what everything available is. And,
right.
Not only that, but a lot of them just don't think that somebody that's not wearing a red or blue tie has a chance. So they just don't bother with it. The thing that I was listening to, No Marianne today. This is her. She gets a week off. She's had a couple weeks off now, but she's doing good. One of the things, I was listening to a podcast this morning with Hannah Cox, who's been great for the Liberty Movement, and
sounds good, Dan.
Very hey, take it easy, Dan. Who is just a nice, smart young lady who's got a good platform right now. And she and Brad Palumbo interviewed Spike Cohen that I was mentioning. And he talked a lot about how to actually have an impact. And he's put together this new program called You Are the Power, which is cool, and basically gives people the resources or knowledge that they need to go do the things that they want to do in their community, whether it's like fighting a new tax or, organizing, running for office. But even beyond that, like just, oh, well, we want better schools, or we want more, whatever the thing is that you think that you can achieve in your community, kind of giving resources toward that, which I think is really cool. But the one thing he talked a lot about, how, at the lower levels, those, and like what Dan said, at the lower levels, those are the spots where we can get libertarians elected. Thousands of them in the next couple of years, But the problem that I've seen, or the difficulty I think that we have in our party is, as a smaller party, we also just have less candidates. Like, we have less people that are interested in running
Right.
for offices. So, if you know anybody in the area who's a libertarian that's interested in running for office, put them in touch with me. So we'll set them up.
Set them up.
Set them up. We'll get them going.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have them on a ticket. But it's just funny. You think about like some of these places, and you're just always going to get. I mean, I see the Republican Party's actually starting to like get challenged more than they were around here and other
Yeah.
places too. But I don't know if that's a great thing, because now we're just all getting to be one direction. It's just like all
Well,
going to the Democrat side, where I like to see, even though I'm a Republican, I do like to see a little mix of both. I mean, I think that you should never all have the same view, because then you
right.
get nowhere. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
it's a
and
nice
that's and one thing that Larry always talks about is, if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, whatever, you should want there to be libertarians on the ballot, and you should want there to be libertarians in offices, because they will make the Republicans better Republicans, and they'll make the Democrats better Democrats, because now, instead of choosing the lesser of two evils, you have to actually have a good idea.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a lot of interesting stuff. I know we've got around here, Village, and in New York, across New York, local elections are coming up, and so in Penn Yan we'll have the village elections coming up in Dundee too, in March.
Oh boy. Okay.
And those are nonpartisan, so there won't be people running as a libertarian or as a Republican or Democrat.
You just run it as a person, right?
Yeah. The one thing that they do allow for is that everybody that runs does have a party name, but they just kind of go down and they make up their party name. They say, "Oh, this is going to be my party name,"
Right.
and they are allowed to run, like say you had 3 candidates and they're like, "Okay, well, we want to be the cut the crap party,"
Yeah.
and like together they're all going to run for this office. They can choose to use the same party name,
Right. Huh. Okay.
and that would kind of signify to voters that, okay, these 3 are the ones that are kind of running as a unit.
And I'm sure the Republican Party and the Democrat Party both back their candidates going into the office in those positions. So
I'm not totally sure what all the rules are surrounding that.
yeah.
I know that the parties don't actually give the candidates any money. They aren't allowed to. So they can have an event where it's a fundraiser for
I think
a
they do a
candidate.
lot of those calls. I forget what they're called, but where you
Yeah.
reach out and
Yeah.
do those work anymore?
You mean because people don't answer their phone?
Yeah. Like, do those work? Like when you're sitting there and you're like calling, "Hey, we just want to tell you about this person." It's like most people are like, "No, thanks." Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's the
anytime
text
somebody
messages.
calls me like that, I'm like, I probably won't vote for your candidate, and like hang up on them.
I've seen
like-
some hilarious text messages.
But here's the thing. What gives you, like, how entitled are you that you think you can just call people on a whim, like at freaking 2:00 in the afternoon while they're working,
Right.
and do that to them? That's not. I mean, like, I get it. If you need to call me, like, it better be important, not for some bullshit reason that I have better time to do. Like, there's a lot better way to get in contact with people now than call their freaking cell phone. So I get it. A home call is different. When you call someone's home phone, it's like, yeah, they're at home. They'll answer.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy. When you're calling people's cell phone, it's like
when they did so my cell phone number is not a New York area code. So I know when I got a scam coming at me usually, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But like when the census a couple years ago, when they were calling me, I'd already turned in my census stuff, but they were calling me trying to get me to turn in my census stuff. And they were like, do you live on Tevis Street? I was like, not for the past 12 years. Like, no, I don't. They thought I lived in Virginia.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because I have a Virginia phone number.
They're not doing a very good job.
They are
But you know
not.
who does know where you live? The
The
IRS.
IRS.
Why don't they just get a hold of the IRS? Because they know where everyone lives.
In all seriousness, we probably should just, instead of having like wasting all the funding on doing the census every 10 years, we should just say, just pull it from the IRS database because they know.
What would the IRS honestly do if a bunch of people refuse to pay taxes?
They would come shoot them.
You think that it would get bad?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it depends on like how much resistance there was to paying the taxes. They would say, "Hey, seriously, you need to pay these." And then if they said no, F you, they would say, "No, really." And then they would show up at your house and then they would they would arrest you and take you to prison.
how many people can you take to prison? Like, what if you get a bunch of people on, like, to back this? Like, you just get,
We've
like,
got 2.3 million people in prison right now. You think that they're like, how many people are we?
you gotta get the correction
Come on.
officers just not pay them either. You gotta put everyone on board.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you-
that might be the end.
Yeah,
You get the corrections.
Yeah, you get
officer.
the cops and the police on board and say, screw all these taxes. There you go. It'd be interesting to see. I would love to see a hard stance on something. Like anything. It doesn't have to be taxes. Like just a real hard stance on something.
Yeah, you hear that, people? All you need to do is just have some conviction. Just stand for something.
I get it. I get why everyone's like, well, I'm not doing that. It's like, because
You don't want to be the one who goes to prison.
yeah, you don't want to go down on your own. And that's like, and what if everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. And then everyone's like, oh no, screw that. Like, remember, everyone was putting money into AMC and all
yeah.
those places.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, we're holding. Then everyone stopped holding.
Nope.
Everyone's like, I'm losing all my money.
I thought we were holding.
No, we're not. We're selling. Like, come on. Like the main guy that did that on Reddit, he sold. He's like, yeah, these guys.
He
idiots.
didn't. He didn't.
Oh, did he show proof that he didn't sell?
I think he sold some of it. I
Yeah.
think that he definitely took some millions of dollars worth of profits.
Yeah.
But I think he did keep pretty substantial.
I'm sure he kept a lot,
still in
but
there.
trust me, that guy cashed out. There's no way. Like he's screaming hold and he's like sell.
Oh, everybody make it.
Yeah. That'd be the same way with the
on
IRS.
there.
You know how that would go.
Oh, they literally shoot
everyone would be on board. Like, yeah, fuck that. Let's not pay our taxes. Who cares? Like, what can they do to all of us? Then the people saying it are like, yeah, no, I'm paying my taxes. You guys take the stand on your own. That's how people are. It's freaking nuts, man. So I think that's why we don't get any like. I'd just like to see like a hard stance, like no more. We're done. You can't do this.
Just draw a hard line.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to do this anymore, government. We're done. This is it.
Shit, I'm in.
No more. Yeah, it would be interesting to see.
We'll get out our freedom poles.
Yeah, there you freedom poles. You'll smoke poles.
What? No, freedom pole. You know what a freedom pole?
I was thinking a smoke pole because that's about a freedom
Smoke
pole. Yeah, it's like what they called muskets.
Musket. No, freedom pole. No, freedom pole is like this historical thing where it'd be like a big wooden pole with a red hat on top of it.
Oh, really?
And
nice.
It was a big issue. It was a big thing during the Whiskey Rebellion, which, by the way, was the first time that the president led troops against his own citizens and shot and killed them for not paying taxes.
Wild.
It was all the way back in the 1790s. They literally just got done signing the Bill of Rights. And then they were like, no, fuck you.
Actually, you have no rights.
They were like, actually, we are going to pass a law. It's going to be a tax. It is going to target the poor rural class. It's not going to have a big impact on, like, even though the big producers, it's going to cost them more dollars. they're going to have more dollars
Right.
that aren't being, like we're going to take people that don't even have cash. We're going to charge them this tax in gold, in cash. And so they said, no, we're not going to pay it.
Jeez.
Like, we just got done dumping the tea in the harbor, and they're like, we're not going to pay
That's
it.
what I was going to say. I've said this a bunch of times. If anyone wants to go to a Lipton tea factory, let's do it. Might as well just dump some tea in the harbor. Do you imagine what the DEC would do? Oh my God. They would lose their minds.
Can you imagine what the fish would do with all that caffeine?
Oh no, it'd be nuts. But
I bet-
the DEC, and
think
they're
there
all
was an
they're all
uptick
pretty
in-
good guys, the conservation officers. But you start putting tea in their water, they're gonna be pissed.
Do you think there was like an uptick in shark attacks after the Boston Tea Party?
Oh yeah,
All these sharks are
Yeah.
like, what?
caffeinated. Yeah. No, there was some. I bet you there was some like jitters, some real caffeine dependencies out there
Mhm.
that really took a toll on
Just
them.
had some withdrawal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, different subject. So that the situation with the electric vehicle in my house. Mary was looking for a vehicle.
Yeah.
So because the whole reason was to be good for the environment.
Oh,
And she goes to her dad, and her dad's like, he's your typical Republican guy,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he like exactly what my dad would say. He's like, well, do you really know how those batteries are made? So she goes down this rabbit hole the other night,
Really?
and she's like looking all this stuff up. She's like, do you know there's kids in mines
In
mining lithium?
China?
And I go, yeah. How do you think they
Yeah.
get lithium? And she's like, they're worse. They say lithium's worse than blood diamonds. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, it is.
So she's like going down, like reading it, and she's like, whoa, maybe this isn't like a good stance up for the environment. And I was like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, why did it take somebody to tell you this before? Because that's something I look up.
And it's strip mining too. Like, it's not clean. There's nothing clean about lithium mining.
No. Yeah. So that was a pretty interesting. It went from, electric vehicles are good to, and then the whole what happens to the batteries when they die, and where do they put them?
Well,
and this is a sore subject. Have you ever
like
seen,
right now, or
have you ever
in the
seen
world?
debates like about electric versus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even want to bring it up half the time.
Listen, I'm doing the best thing I can for the environment with my vehicles, other than just not having one. I guess
Which don't drive them.
yeah,
I've seen
partly-
you drive your truck once, I think.
yeah. Partly, I try not to drive if I can walk.
Yeah.
Like, why should I drive 2 blocks?
Right.
I should not drive 2 blocks. But the other thing is, I know I have more vehicles than I need. I know I don't need to have multiple vehicles. That said, none of them are new vehicles, right? So, like, my newest vehicle is from 2006. 16 years old. It's my newest vehicle.
Yeah.
And if I can keep it in good enough shape, that thing should be able to drive a good long time. And the best thing you can do for the environment is not to build a new vehicle. Like, use the vehicle you have, as long as it's not just
Sure.
like pouring out oil, and fix it up if you can. But like,
Right.
as long as it's not like just spewing fumes, driving a vehicle that already exists is far more environmentally friendly than building a new one. It's not great. It's not as good for the economy. Except for my economy, it's better for my economy to not buy a brand new vehicle, especially at what they cost. But the best thing you can do for the environment is just
But emissions.
like,
that's what everyone says is emissions on vehicles, back
There's-
before.
W-
That's
what about emissions from the factory that builds the car?
sure. Hey,
Can we talk about that for a second?
but people don't talk about
How about the steel? How about the emissions from the machines that mine the iron to make steel?
Yeah,
And then from the steel making process, and
But
then
people
like-
don't want to talk about that. That's not.
I know they
people
don't.
want to talk about the source. It's The vehicle. Well, I'm doing my part because
Yeah.
I
No,
have this
you gotta look.
vehicle.
You
So,
gotta look deeper than just the surface.
yeah.
I know you got to put like nasty chemicals into a car. You got to put gasoline and oil and sulfuric acid and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the best thing for the environment is to continue to drive an old vehicle. The emissions that they put out is far less than the emissions that it takes to create a new vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, you hear the same talks with wind turbines. People are always like, they're good for the environment. Then people bring up like what goes into building one and
Yeah.
doing one and everything. And it's hard for me to get on the subject because I'm not very well educated on any of it. You hear the arguments on both sides, and it's like, it always feels like there's more. There's always more,
Mhm.
that you can research and look up. It's never black and white really on this kind of stuff. So,
And they're not really, the other thing with those is they're not really recycling them right now.
really, what do they do with them?
Bury them. There's some of them that are starting to get repurposed, but like the original windmills, when they really started to catch on, those like giant fiberglass, whatever blades,
Yeah.
they don't have anything to do with them. They just bury them.
Wow. What about why don't we see more of the biodegradable stuff? You think it's tough to make that kind of stuff?
Yeah, tougher.
Yeah, because I wonder what like goes into making stuff that'll break down on its own and put back into the environment. I guess I don't know.
A lot of research.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I mean, you say you take something that's going to break down. Well, that also maybe has potential to shorten its life.
Right.
There's trade-offs with everything.
Hey, talking about short, I just keep coming up with stuff. So what do you think happened from the 50s and 60s where you could buy something and it lasts like
We still have it, and it
yeah,
still
like
works.
my grandmother has stuff that I'm like, what the hell? How old is this thing? She's like, well,
Yeah.
it's been working for 50 years, and I'm like, Jesus, like how the hell's this thing alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my grandfather has a pair of Ray-Bans that he wore in the military. Like, I still have them after he died, and they're in great condition.
There
Yeah,
you go. Planned
yeah,
obsolescence.
that's probably yeah.
Like back then they would build stuff and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna make the best washing machine we can because it's gonna have our name on it.
All right.
And now they're like, okay, we need to make the fanciest washing machine we can because it's gonna have our name on it. And somebody's gonna need a new one in 3 to 7 years. So we need to make sure that the parts last 3 to 7 years. And if you try to use it past 3 to 7 years, no, you're supposed to be getting a new one now.
Purposely, they're making these things.
I don't think it's like, maybe, I don't know. Like maybe there's some amount of, they're like, okay, well, we need to make sure this thing breaks down. But I think maybe it's more so that they say, okay, well, really like the expected life before somebody's going to be wanting to get a new one of these, if it's 10 years, then like we don't really need to build it to make it last past 10 years. We don't need to waste money like making it strong enough to last 20 years when somebody's going to want a new one in 10 years.
Yeah. I guess I should have asked the guy who was an engineer. Nate probably knows
Yeah.
way better about that stuff than I do. But yeah, no, I wonder that. I just like
nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear engineer.
Nuclear.
That's crazy.
I love it.
I can't imagine how much school that takes.
Totally on purpose and documented. Fascinating and infuriating.
That's cool. Yeah, I should really look it up. I didn't even know there was a name for it, but that makes sense. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's all part of capitalism, right? It's how you get people's money. Yeah, which is not a good part of capitalism. Because as a company, don't you think it would make more sense to build something of great quality so you have amazing reviews and people always want to buy your stuff? Like, wouldn't it be better to be the top manufacturer than to be the guy that's replacing it every couple of years?
Well, yeah, but that's the difference between like a Toyota and a Ford, right? So like Ford's gonna have the fancy shit. They're gonna make it a nice fancy truck, and Toyota is going to be simpler and it's going to last forever. And there's going to be people who are going to buy the Toyota because it's going to last forever unless it rusts out from under you. They're going to be people that buy the Ford because they want the newest thing. So there's like, I don't know. I think there's there's totally a psychology of consumerism more so than even capitalism. It's more consumerism of like, okay, people are going to want, like, some people want the durable tool that's going to last for 3 generations. Some people want like the fancy shit.
The fancy shit. Okay. Yeah.
And they want the newest thing. So you have to keep building something that's like a newer thing rather than just keeping with the standard, like, this works.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I think. We should add Nate on here again.
Yeah, we should bring Nate on. Nate, that would be a good topic. I'm sure he'd know a lot about it.
Can you tell us how to make a nuclear reactor?
Legally, I don't think he can. That'd probably be terrifying. I wonder, how big do you think? Like,
it's gotta be like open source by now. You just have to be able to get the yellow cake.
How big do you think? And can you make a really small nuclear reactor? Do you think it has to be big?
I don't know, Nate. How big is the smallest nuclear reactor? Would it fit in this building? Would it fit?
Maybe it's like
in
tiny.
This room.
Maybe it's like a pencil sharpener nuclear reactor.
Nuclear. You say like time? Oh, tiny. Tiny?
Yeah. Yeah, like a tiny nuclear reactor.
I don't know. I think it would be hard to control the reaction if it was small, though. I think a lot of I don't know, Nate can tell. 300 megawatts is a small modular reactor, but like,
so I'm gonna Google
how tall is that?
Nate's like, what are these two gonna try to do? Maybe I shouldn't tell them how to do this stuff. Images here. Whoa, it's not. I don't think. Oh no, it is pretty big. I think actually. Yeah, it looks pretty big.
Are we talking 4th gen or 5th gen here?
Smaller power. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, they're actually pretty big. I don't think it'll fit in this building.
No,
unfortunately. So any chance we had at building one is gone.
Sorry, there goes. We were gonna call it the Manhattan Project, but
Nate's like, leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with what you guys are doing.
All right. Well,
that is freaking. That's crazy. Now, we should have asked Nate all this stuff, but nuclear power isn't.
Next time we get him on here, we got to get the story about how he met AC Slater.
Yeah. Nate, there's a lot of things you need to come back so we can talk about, because I want to know like how, like, submarines. There's like nuclear powered submarines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and they're not massive, right? So they somehow
put they're massive
reactor in there, right?
I mean, nuclear subs are not small.
I'm not saying they're small, but they're not like the size of the 300 MW nuclear thing. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know how big
we're gonna be going down a freaking rabbit hole.
Maybe it might be top secret.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely military grade stuff here.
All right, nuclear submarine size comparison. The Seawolf, the Los Angeles, the Ohio.
Is that a Korean submarine?
Typhoon. I think maybe these ones are Korean.
Yeah. Huh.
That's pretty wild.
The Ohio looks sweet.
So, okay, but
this doesn't tell me. Work?
Here we go. All right, let's see. The Longbow.
No, none of these talk about like if they're run on nuclear power.
I think these two are maybe the N is for nuclear.
Huh.
Nuclear. And maybe I don't know what the K is for.
Yeah, don't know. We'll have to save
kerosene.
Save this topic. Kerosene and nuclear. Sounds like a disaster.
Nuclear submarine.
Nuclear propulsion. Oh, they're typically diesel electric.
No, the conventional are diesel electric.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Well,
Nate, you missed a lot. You missed us talking about pouring some Lipton tea into the bay for taxes. Yeah, you should have been here for.
Can we get some wholesale?
Need some Lipton iced tea. There's got to be a Lipton factory in New York somewhere. We don't have any bays, but
that's really little. How's that?
A nuclear powered attack submarine. Look at
Okay,
that
how do you
thing.
fit a nuke inside that?
I don't think I don't know.
A sub is as tall as a 5-story building.
Really? Whoa. Okay, it's way bigger than I thought.
That's way bigger.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 50 feet tall.
You imagine just being under the ocean in something that's 50 feet tall and just like sneaking around.
That's wild. The first one was like, didn't they? They did it like it was like the Revolutionary War, right? Was the first like
Was it the Revolutionary War or the Civil War?
Civil War? Yeah,
Might have been
Civil
the
War.
Civil
Civil
War.
War. Yeah, I'm way too. Well, if that was during Revolution War, like they were really messed
Was
up.
was it made out of wood? And like,
can you imagine?
I think it might have been made out of wood with like iron. I don't know.
Be like rock paper scissors shoot. Who's going? Like I'm not. No one's volunteering.
It was just like, you know what it was? It was probably just like somebody took a Rubbermaid bin and put some weights on it and just held it over their head while they walked under the river.
God, that is wild. That is so crazy.
They're like, this is a submarine.
I just some of the technology and the like. Okay, you guys had submarines, but you're still shooting muskets. Like,
Well,
what-
they had more than muskets. This is
but they
nonsense.
they
to
could have
think that
they could have
only
done
had muskets.
they could have done a little better with the manufacturing of guns if you can build a submarine.
They did. They had the puckle gun, man. They had the puckle gun.
Oh God. No, they did have that, like, what the heck was that gun called where you use the lever?
Gatling gun.
They did have a Gatling gun, which was kind of cool. But yeah.
The first self-contained cartridge
Look
was
at
in
that.
1846.
What was the revolver all the like freaking Jesse James and all those guys were using?
Colt.
There was a 45, right? Colt 45.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Was it the Peacemaker?
Because that was during that time too. Crazy.
No, it was a little bit. It's a little bit later. Just a little hair later.
Yeah. You ever read the bottle of A1 sauce and seen when it was made? You ever seen?
Was
the
it
meme?
during the Civil War?
Yeah, it's like somebody was like during the Civil War was like, you know what would make everything a lot better is some badass steak sauce. It's like, yeah. Oh, those are so funny.
The Colt Peacemaker. The gun that won the West. I think Longs maybe. Or no, Lowndes. I think the Lowndes building maybe was built also during the Civil War.
Really?
Like I know that there's at least one or two buildings on Main Street that were built like right in the middle of Civil War. It's like that's interesting to me.
Huh. I didn't. Yeah. Well,
like everything doesn't stop. Like you feel like during a Civil War, just everything would stop.
Yeah. If you can make A1 sauce, you can do anything during the Civil War. Think about it. Hey, who's at home seriously making the sauce? Like, they're just like, yeah, screw it. Like, there's like bombs getting shot everything. Yeah,
the Heinz 57 guy's like, I'm gonna kill the A1 guy. It's like I like Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, I said it.
Wow, you did pretty good. Holy shit, that was impressive.
Lee and Perrins.
Oh, that is the best.
It's the shit.
That stuff's good.
You gotta get the Lee and
but
Perrins.
It's expensive.
I know. It costs so much because of that little paper bag that's on the outside.
Why does the packaging? That's what I've always noticed. Like the fancier, the best tasting stuff, they have to like dress it up fancy. You don't need to do that. It tastes good.
Frank.
Oh, Frank. Frank's Red Hot.
Red Hot.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah.
You don't think the bag adds to it?
No. Like why? Look at Heinz ketchup, seriously. Like, they're the best ketchup. They don't do anything. They just put in a plastic thing and like, here, we're ketchup. We're good ketchup. Like, we don't have to pretend we're better because we dress up nicer.
Yeah, but you want the
same thing with French's mustard.
But when you're walking down the aisle, you can see French's mustard by the shape of the bottle from the other end of the aisle.
Okay.
Lee and Perrins, you can pick out that bottle from 30 feet away.
So just have them change the shape of their bottle then. Just do some funky shape, and then I think that would be more. I
think that would be more expensive than the paper.
I don't think so. I bought a lot of glass in my life. If you just like if you buy it at like bulk, you can get it really cheap.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know.
We
I
should
mean,
get-
I don't know. Well,
Does anybody have a contact at Lee and Perrins? Where is that even made? Is it made in Worcestershire?
Is that an actual place? Are you making things up?
Place in England.
Is it?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely the best. No doubt.
Lee and Perrins. Sauces and marinades.
You ever? I know you're not. Before you were carnivore, you ever had that on a?
UK based subsidiary of Kraft Heinz.
Oh, of course, Heinz. Heinz did everything.
God damn it.
They know how to make sauce. That's what they do.
Kraft Heinz. I just can't believe that something that has such a German name could even still be thriving in the United States after both of those wars.
No, are you kidding me? What are you gonna do without ketchup?
Look, it was made in Worcestershire.
Yeah. No, this is you should have known it was Heinz.
Heinz isn't John Kerry's wife, Teresa Heinz. She's got like John Kerry made it big off of the Heinz money because he married the Heinz widow.
Really?
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah.
I would have done it just for the
damn.
I would have done it for the sauces.
Why didn't I think of that?
It would have been the condiments. I'd have been like, oh, so I can get all the free ketchup I want.
It was the sauces for me.
Yeah. She had me at ketchup. Oh God. No. That it all makes sense. Heinz owns it. So you ever had smoked ketchup?
I'm not a big ketchup eater, but no,
Really?
I haven't.
No.
No,
It's pretty good.
It's
Try
good.
it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Laurentide has the Imperial Stout back on,
Okay.
and it's a little bit of a tweak to the recipe that they put wood chips from one of the distilleries
Okay.
into it. It's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
a lot
good.
of people, they end up putting beer in the barrels and let it sit in the old bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
Those will rock your friggin' world.
I think they did it that reverse.
Yeah.
Put the barrel inside the beer instead of the beer inside the barrel.
I always wonder how they keep the beer carbonated once they put it inside the bourbon barrel. I wonder if they recarbonate it.
They probably just force carbonate it afterwards.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. Yeah, I
think that's. I think most commercial beer is force carbonated.
I think, well, like the small guys, I wonder how they do it because I think it has to be under pressure and there's all kinds. I think once it leaves, I don't know.
But I think
we should ask.
But I think even the small guys force carbonate.
Brett would know.
You mean the guy that makes it?
Yeah, we gotta talk to him.
I bet the guy that makes it knows how to make it.
Or put it on a nitro tap. Does that carbonate it, Nate? Does that give it carbonation? Or no, nitro that's like Guinness. So
yeah,
okay.
It nitrogenates it.
Yeah,
nitrogenates.
What if you put nuclear stuff in beer? like what if you had like a nuclear reactor beer? Yeah, like beer made from nuclear power,
just from the heat.
Could you imagine the labeling? You could put like a nuclear like bomb explosion on it and be like, this beer is nuclear, and like millions,
just be like, don't.
Millions.
And you could literally put a giant warning label on it that says, do not drink, may contain radioactive material.
Oh my God, yes.
And people would be like, oh, please, I want it.
As much
Give me
as
more.
I can get. If you're going to drink Red Bull and Monster, you're not afraid to drink nuclear beer. I can tell you right now. Nate's already wrote a copyright. He's like, done, that's mine. You guys aren't doing it.
You just take the yeah, you could use the heat from the reactor probably.
Yeah, why not?
You
That'd
just
be
have
perfect.
to find a way to keep it from getting radioactive.
We know a guy that can help us.
Yes.
We have
engineer that.
This is going to be huge.
You're going to be the next Steve Jobs.
I hope not.
Because Steve, no, you know what I mean? Not the cancer part.
Oh, I didn't think that either. Have you ever read up about Steve Jobs? He wasn't as great of
I
a
just
guy as people thought.
I know. I'm just saying the part
Yeah.
where he was like, and this is I heard a comedian making fun of him,
Oh,
but he
okay.
was like, yeah, like everybody's like, oh, it's a great loss to the world. It's like, really? He was like, I want to be able to have all of my music in this phone, make it happen, and just like he had all these nerds that would just do it.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't the nerd coming up with the technology. He was just the guy that was like, oh, you know what? I want a touch screen on this. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Yeah, I mean, but he did lay the fabric, the groundwork, right?
Radium Girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking this thing up.
I gotta look up the Radium
You're gonna do
Girls.
it on there? Okay. All right, Nate. Why don't you just put us down another freaking hole here? This ought to be interesting.
Oh, I don't know. That girl doesn't really have any facial features.
Radium Girls.
Of course,
Did they
I think
drink?
that's a drawing.
Was it radioactive beer? All right, let's look this
It's a
up.
movie.
Radium exposure.
2018. Huh. Oh, were they the ones from the Manhattan Project?
They were painting watch dials.
No.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew about this because they'd have to get the paintbrush to go to a little point so someone would lick it. And they all got the radium.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Look, so they'd point the brush. They were told to point the brushes on their lips in order to give them a fine tip. They also painted their fingernails, face,
Why are you
and
painting
teeth
your teeth?
with the glowing substance. You don't want your teeth to glow?
No.
Like, come on.
Just don't brush your teeth for a year.
This was back
They'll
when, like,
glow.
glowing, like, could you imagine? Nothing glowed back then except for your watch dial.
Dude, things were so sketchy back in the day. Like, everyone had to find out stuff the hard way. There was like, there's no, oh man.
And then they would cover it up.
Yeah.
They would cover it up.
Yeah.
You think that they were the first radium, victims? I don't think so. I think I got a little bit of radium on my watch. My watch.
Careful. Jeez.
I'm not sure though.
All right, Nate. Here's the thing. Let's not ingest any radioactive substances. Let's just use the heat to make the beer.
Yeah. Use the heat.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to do that.
Or you got to use multiple transducers. You got to take the energy from the nuclear, and turn it into electricity, and then use the electricity to power a transducer to turn the electricity back into heat.
Interesting. Okay.
We're doing that now,
Right.
in our homes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Well, like we already have nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
And they just make electricity, and then you send the electricity to your house, and then you turn it into heat.
Do you really think that in Seneca Lake, how everyone gets all crazy that place is actually a like radioactive site?
Oh, the like platform out the Navy.
Do you know who
whatever.
would know? Nate would know. That's why Nate's here. He's part of the conspiracy. Oh, Nate. We got you now. We got you.
We're gonna have to get Nate and Newt together.
Yes. Do the conspiracy.
Can we get one of these on a Reaper?
Yeah, I know, Nate. They do the sonar testing, but there's all these conspiracies that it was like the
sonar,
the hidden nuclear.
Sonar is what they want you to think.
Yeah,
sonar is what they want you to. That's the line.
Shifty eyes.
Do you really think? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we know, Nate.
Exactly.
That's funny. Yeah, no. But could you imagine, like, everyone's like, oh, they'll shoot you if you drive your boat there. Like, people used to drive their boat there all the time, and the worst that would happen would be like they'd like yell at you, like, turn your boat around. Like,
there's people out there. They're like,
there used to be.
Turn your boat around.
I don't know if there is anymore. There used to be people out there, and what it was is they would do, like Nate said, sonar.
Yeah,
I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah,
they like tested.
Because it's like
stuff.
It's like 1,000 feet deep.
Yeah. So, but I love when people get on all kind, like there's like a Loch Ness monster in Seneca Lake. You've heard of that?
Oh
right?
yeah. What's the name of that?
I forget what they call that.
There's a name for it.
Yeah.
The
The Seneca Lake something.
Seneca serpent.
Yeah, is that what it is? It sounds made up, but maybe
It's
that's
this-
what people say.
No, that's what it is. They named a
Seneca
beer
Serpent.
after it at Abandon.
Oh, did they really?
Seneca Serpent Stout.
Wow.
Hey,
Jeez.
speaking of,
We should do one for Cuca. We should do like the Cuca. What rhymes with Cuca? I mean, you're in trouble.
I am.
We
I don't think I am.
need like a
The
lock.
crooked, the crooked monster.
The crooked monster.
That just sounds like something that some guy. Anyway,
Anyway. Oh
the
god,
crooked monster.
that's funny. God,
It's gotta be crooked something.
what happened to this podcast? How do we go from such tough subjects to naming monsters in lakes? Trying to build nuclear reactors.
It's very hard to try to name a monster without it sounding dirty. It's just like
just don't say monster after
all
it.
the monster names have already been taken.
Oh god.
So here's some news. I don't know if you heard this yet, but the 18th Amendment is going to have a soft opening, giggity, on January 27th. They are taking reservations now. So
Whoa.
put in your reservations for the soft opening at the 18th Amendment on January 27th. And there is a menu up front, I believe on the front glass.
A really nice
So
menu.
you can go check out what's new with the menu at the 18th Amendment
Really nice menu.
and get fired up.
Fired up.
Did you read it?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like that you were like, man, that sounds awesome?
A bunch of things.
Bunch of things.
There's a bunch of different things. That's like, whoa, no one. What was the one? The way they describe the food is ridiculous. Like it just all sounds good. The way they like put stuff. The one with the lobster, like it's like lobster ravioli.
They got lobster ravioli
Or something. I can't remember what it was. I'd have to look in the menu. But they're like ice cold lobster, like in these pillowy, like I don't know what they wrote. And I was like, dude, that just sounds great.
Do they have was there a steak on the menu?
I can't remember.
I've heard rumors.
I think
I didn't get a chance
steak.
to go look at it.
I think there's a steak, yeah.
You can't get a steak in Penn Yan. Can't get a good steak in Penn Yan.
The Union Block does a good steak.
Do they have a good steak over there?
Yeah. They don't always do it, but they'll do a steak special. It's pretty good.
Special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, usually Port's Cafes where the steaks are at. Yeah, so they had a
Usually just go to my house for a good steak. In all seriousness.
So they have a you'll like this one, a pecan.
Is that on a website or did you take a picture?
Took a picture. Double or crusted double lamb chops, seasonal vegetables, lively run goat cheese, and sultana bread pudding and thyme juice.
Was that all one thing?
Yeah. That thing sounds legit. And then
can you repeat that?
No, I'll never do it again. So then there's the ranch, which is a true New York strip steak, fingerling potatoes, seasonal vegetables served with house steak sauce, not A1. House. They make it their own.
That's kind of awesome.
Okay, so I
like when people make their own sauces.
This one's called Water, and this is the ravioli one I was talking about. Ravioli pillows of cold water lobster with chive and lemon zest, FLX champagne, cream, and caviar.
That sounds pretty
bougie.
Delectable.
Yeah.
Decadent.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
sounds pretty decadent.
I was reading those things. I was like, man, those sound good. Everything sounds good.
Kind of want to go to this restaurant.
Yeah, this place is gonna be popping.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm ready for it. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, sweet. Well, what do you think?
I think that time to go.
Time to go.
Other things.
Cool. Hey, Nate. Thanks for playing along with us. Sorry, we're trying to get nuclear secrets and everything. It's kind of.
Sorry, I kept saying nuclear.
Every evil
making fun of George W. Bush.
Evil villain wants nuclear power. So it's just
you think so?
It's part of like.
Didn't the penguin just want fish?
Because Phil's like, you either want a rocket, and with a rocket comes nuclear power.
Right.
So How can you be evil without a rocket ship?
Phil.
E-Phil. Yeah. So
Somebody said that we should change the name to, and I told them absolutely not, but maybe a segment. They said that we should change the name of the show to Get Your Fill.
oh, that's great.
I was like, well, I wish that
That should be like
you should
your
have been here 2 years ago.
you should like start like have a fire in the background, wear like a I don't know, like maybe an overcoat or
Just slowly sip a
or
single glass of scotch.
dress down and like just wear like a robe and like talk to the camera and just call it Get Your Fill.
There's no world. Oh,
And you got to have like
there's
a
no world in
bearskin
which
rug.
that's there's
Yeah.
there's no world in which that's a good idea.
Get Your Fill. And chest hair is always good. Just a little chest hair showing the whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we got this. This will be great. All right, Nate. Just come up with the plans for that nuclear beer. We'll be waiting. So, yeah.
okay.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Have a great day.